I always hear her voice on the wind. And tonight she calls my name, the name I chose for myself in those early days in Valenwood. Vaelith Duskwhisper. Born of a bossmare mother, and someone named an important bastard of a dunmare. My name and my deeds were unremarkable until I heard that sweet voice in the wind. I can remember the chill of the night air and the perfection of her tone. They say the dunmare in my blood marked me from my birth, and I could not relate to my bossmare brethren. However, the craving for freedom from my mother's people has always been with me. I didn't know what to call that voice in those days. My mother always wondered why I wandered the forest at night. At first it was in shame. I did not look like the other bossmare, and if they knew my mother they already knew the truth. I knew all things were fleeting from a young age except the cycle of life and death. I took up the embrace and worship of Ake. I even briefly thought of becoming a priest of Ake, so simple, life and death neither without the other. I was kneeling over my fresh kill, a mighty stag who stood no chance against my bow. And that serene voice spoke to me. I was no longer satisfied with my prey, and I was destined for so much more. I was not the only hunter in the forest that night. I had lost more than one kill to some haphazard bossmare hunter in recent months. They sought for the clumsy quick kill so they could stuff themselves on its flesh. They didn't understand the hunt itself or sanct. It was so easy from the moment I knocked my arrow and sought a new prey. Some name that would never be remarkable would be rejoiced in death as the first on a long list that would begin the tale of dark whispers. A single arrow to the neck and Ake guided him to eternal forests where the game was plentiful. But I was not satisfied, and soon he was joined by two others as the night grew to a close. The following weeks Thekin sought them out and soon rumors were abound and hopes were dashed. Owing nothing to my mother and her family I sought the larger world, and soon went to the lands of my father, Morrowind. The politics of the great houses didn't concern me, but I sought the Morag tongue. Nevertheless, the idea that my kills would be chosen for me offended my bossmare desire for freedom. It was then I heard the name Sithis and realized he was greater than that of Daedra or Adra. I continued to hone my craft, and on occasion would take coin for my services. I paid heed to those who sought to aid me in my path. Ake, the keeper of life and death, was joined by Fallout, who gave shadow and darkness to who sought to survive. As seen, the lord of the hunt who didn't care what my prey actually was, just that I sought the spirit of the hunt. Nocturnal, who allowed me escape from those who would take away my life and my freedom. But always I'd ponder the mystery of Sithis and of the identity of that sweet voice who urged me further onward. But in my arrogance I aroused jealousy in those of the Morag tongue and their agents who saw me as a lowly competitor. I thought I had failed, but little did I know, Skyrim was the beginning and not the end. I didn't know much or care much about the Imperials or the Stormcloaks in those days. I sought a higher calling and a bigger trophy. Unlike other great men, I fully admit the folly of my youth in those days. Perhaps I should have given better service. Perhaps another September the last I visited a shrine to Nocturnal. But somehow, I ended up becoming the prey, but the Imperials were arrogant in their own right, a height of arrogance really. And I ended up bound in a cart being taken to market, but I know now, I deserve to be humbled by forces greater than myself.